And this is part of a story called A Christmas Carol by Mr. Charles Dickens, written in the year 1843, and since that time performed a great many times on both stage and indeed screen. A Christmas Carol tells the story of Ebenezer Scrooge, the meanest man who ever lived. So mean, he will not spend a single penny upon others or indeed himself. Scrooge is visited by three spirits, or ghosts. The ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present, and the ghost of Christmas to come. They warn him of what will happen if he does not mend his ways. Now we are going to read the first part of this story, when Scrooge returns home from his counting house or office on Christmas Eve and meets the ghost of his former business partner, Jacob Marley, who tells him what is going to happen. So gather round and settle down, and for all of you with mean hearts, listen carefully. Later that evening, Scrooge went home to bed. Now it is a fact, there was nothing in particular about the knocker on the door, except that it was very large. It is also a fact that Scrooge had seen it night and morning for every day in years. So let any man explain to me, if he can, how it happened that Scrooge, having his key in the lock of the door, saw in the knocker not a knocker, but the face of his own business partner, Jacob Marley, who'd been dead these 7 years, and since he had died, Scrooge had not thought about him at all. It looked at Scrooge as Marley used to look, with ghostly spectacles turned up on his ghostly forehead. The hair was curiously stirred, as if by breath or hot air. And though the eyes were open wide, they were perfectly motionless. As Scrooge looked fixedly at this phenomenon, it was a door knocker again. He was taken aback, but he went into his house. He checked all of his rooms just to see if everything was all right. Sitting room, bedroom, lumber room, all as they should be. No one under the table, nobody under the sofa, a small fire in the grate, spoon and basin ready, a little saucepan of gruel upon the hob. Nobody under the bed, nobody in the closet, nobody in his dressing gown, which was hanging in a suspicious attitude against the wall. Lumber room as usual, old fire guards, old shoes, 2 fish baskets, washing stand on 3 legs, and a poker. Quite satisfied, he closed the door and locked himself in. Double locked himself in, which was not his usual custom, and thus secured against surprise. He took off his cravat, put on his dressing gown and his slippers, and his nightcap, and sat down before the fire to take his gruel. As he threw his head back in the chair, his glance happened to rest upon a bell, a disused old bell that hung in the room. It was with great astonishment, and with a strange, inexplicable dread that, as he looked, he saw the bell begin to swing. It swung so softly in the outset that it scarcely made a sound. But soon it rang out loudly, and so did every bell in the house. Now this might have lasted half a minute, or a minute, but it seemed an hour. The bells ceased as they had begun, together. They were succeeded by a clanking noise deep down below, as if some person were dragging a heavy chain. Scrooge then remembered to have heard that ghosts in haunted houses were described as dragging chains. The cellar door flew open with a booming sound, and then he heard the noise much louder on the floors below, then coming up the stairs, then coming straight towards his door. "It's
"Humbug still," said Scrooge. "I won't believe it."
His colour changed, though, when without a pause it came on through the heavy door and passed into the room before his eyes. The same face, the very same. The chain he drew was clasped about his middle. It was long, and it was made, for Scrooge observed it closely, of cash boxes, keys, padlocks, ledgers, deeds and heavy purses, wrought in steel. His body was transparent, so that Scrooge, observing him and looking through the waistcoat, could see the 2 buttons on his coat behind. Scrooge had often heard it said that Marley had no bowels, but he had never believed it until now. No, nor did he believe it even now, though he looked the phantom through and saw it standing before him, though he felt the chilling influence of its death-cold eyes. He was still incredulous, and fought against his senses.
"How now?"
said Scrooge, cold and caustic as ever. "What do you want with me?" "Much." Marley's voice, no doubt about it.
"Who are you?"
"Ask me who I was."
"Well, who were you then?"
said Scrooge, raising his voice. "In life I was your partner, Jacob Marley." "You don't believe in me?"
"I don't," said Scrooge. "Humbug! I tell you, humbug!"